Coming up next, if you're quitting your job, be prepared for these conversations. And then, is switching jobs the actual best way to boost your income? That and your calls coming up right now. Folks, welcome to the Ken Coleman Show. Thrilled to have you with us. 844-747-2577 is the phone number. We're going to dive right in talking about how you can win at work. So whether that is figuring out work that you actually want to do, that you love, or how do I move up? How do I get promoted, Ken? I want to get to that work that I love, that dream job. Well, we're here to help you win at work, because if you're winning at work, you got a great chance at winning in your life. Purpose and peak performance is the conversation. Thrilled to have you with us. 844-747-2577. Any kind of question you got around that. Hey, Ken, I'm a little bit down. I just need an attaboy or an attagirl. Well, I got those in spades. Let's go. You need some wisdom, some knowledge. We got that for you as well. The phone number again, 844-747-2577. Okay, so I want to prepare those of you who have recently quit, or you're about ready to quit. And my goodness, just to give you context, September 2021, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that 4.4 million people left their jobs. That's a new record, edging out August numbers, which was 4.3 million people left their jobs. So you have quit recently, or you're about to quit. And I want to prepare you for the conversations you're going to face. And here's why. So many times we've made a decision in our heart, and we begin to talk about that decision. Hey, I'm moving on. And then people that we know and love, so let's talk about friends, coworkers, family members, and we report the decision. Now, here's what we're doing. And they say things to us that really shake us to our core. First of all, if that's happened to you, you're not weak. There's nothing wrong with you. Welcome to the human race. The people that we value, the people that we love, the people that we like, the people that we associate with the most have a tremendous amount of influence on us. So we need to be aware of that. So just because they may look at you a little sideways, question your decision, doesn't mean that it's the wrong decision. So I want to prepare you for getting out in front of this. Now understand, what I'm about to teach you is in the context of you've already decided. Hopefully you have thought through the process. You've used the get clear methodology. Does this work, this decision I'm making, does it allow me to use what I do best, my talent, to do work I love, my passion, to produce results that matter to me, my mission? So I'm clear, which now it means I'm confident, and I have just the amount of courage I need to change, right? So keep in mind, you've already decided properly. And so when you begin to tell people, hey, I'm moving on, and we're going to focus on two groups of people, friends, family, coworkers, and then your leader. All right, that's our quick teaching. All right, so I'm going to prepare you how to get out in front of this so that as you communicate it to them, no matter how they react, how they respond, it's not going to shake you. So here we go. I want to start with where. Hey, this is where I'm going. And I don't just mean I'm moving over to company XYZ and I'm going to be in this position. That's functional information. But I want you to include the where in the big picture. So I'm moving to company XYZ to take this position, to do this because of the big picture, and that moves into the why. So where I'm going here, I want to do this kind of work, not just XYZ, but I want to do this kind of work. This is purposeful work to me. And here's why it's purposeful and meaningful to me. That's the why. And then finally, the when. And so here's what happens. It's a nice little elevator pitch. It allows you to be confident in communicating to people. Hey, this is where I'm going. Short term, long term. Here's why I'm going there. Here's when it's going to happen or how. And here's what happens. the clarity by which you communicate with that short little outline and the confidence by which it will allow you to communicate, they're going to have less personal concerns or questions. Now, I'm not saying it's going to alleviate it, but I'm just saying that confidence will head off a lot of questions, because it is the questions sometimes where we think they are questioning our decision, and what they're really doing is just asking those things. Where? Long term? How? Why? When? Right? They're just asking for basic information. We take it as them questioning our actual decision. How many of you have had that happen in a relationship before? I mean, I'm guilty of this all the time. Stacy will have some questions for me on something, and she's just asking me for details, and I think she's questioning the decision. She's not. She's gathering information, not debating me or trying to cast doubt. That's not what she's doing. And so we're all susceptible to basic inquisition, right? But it feels like that too. Why are you asking me all the questions? What's going on? You don't think I should do it? And all of a sudden, when we've not prepared how we're going to say it and deliver it in a way that is confident, which, by the way, addresses most of their basic questions. That's why I'm giving you that. This is where I'm going, short-term, long-term. This is the where. This is the why. This is when I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. You can add that in there. And all of a sudden, you're going to answer a lot of their natural questions, which keeps you in a confident place. Now, quickly, you're still going to have friends and family members who, because of their own fears and doubts, their own experience, their own environmental influences, will wonder, is this risky? Why are you leaving a good job, good paycheck with good benefits? They're going to ask those questions. Again, you come right back to your talking points. This is where the one time in life it's good to act like a politician. You ever seen a politician on these news shows? They're getting grilled by the media, and they keep saying the same thing no matter what they get asked. Same thing. This is good. This is good discipline here. And you just keep going right back to your talking points, clear, confident, and it's going to help you get through this stuff. Now, the other little group I want to mention is your leader, because I want you to be classy. I want you to finish well, because it's going to be good psychology for you as you move forward. Same thing. Same formula. Tell your leader, this is where I'm headed in my life, in my career, and as a result, I'm also headed to this new position. Second, here's why. Make it about your vision for your future. You're not griping about them, even if you got legitimate gripes. It's the way to take the high road. You're on the high road because you're up here. You're going, hey, this is where I want to be in my life, and as a result, in my work, in my career, and this is why. And so it's happening. And this is when it's going to happen. I'm resigning, I'm turning it in. Here's the transition. How can I help? And again, a wonderful way for you to overcome a lot of the nerves, a lot of the pushback that could create fear and doubt that might stop you. Oh, this is so important. That little outline, game changer. Answer the questions yourself and then deliver the answers. Don't move. We're coming right back. This is the Ken Coleman Show. Did you know recruiters take an average of 6 seconds to scan a resume? And that's if they ever see it in the first place. In fact, 75% of resumes are rejected before reaching a hiring manager. Listen, folks, if you want to get hired, you've got to make sure your resume is getting noticed. That's why we created How to Write the Perfect Resume. This free guide will walk you through the 5 steps to stand out in the hiring process and land your dream job. To get started, go to kencoleman.com/resume. All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show, where we help you move up. I mean, if it's just switching careers, switching lanes, or it's getting promoted where you are, that's what we're about here, because I'm telling you something, life is too short for you to work in just okay jobs. Well, it's okay. It's pays okay, pays good, pays, benefits are good. It's a good job. Let me tell you something. That's going to lead to a lot of desperation and living for the weekend, and life is too short to do that. So we want to help you do work that you were created to do, because you're going to make greater impact and greater income. By the way, those go together, right? If I'm in my sweet spot, using what I do best, my talent, to do work I love, passion, to produce results that matter to me, mission, let me tell you something. My performance is going to be better. My performance is going to be better. And as a result, I'm going to get recognized and I'm going to make more money. I'm going to work harder, longer. Why? Because I love it. I've got a why. And so that's why we talk about this here on the Ken Coleman Show. All right, let's get to the phones. 844-747-2577. Mindy joins us in Rochester, Minnesota. Mindy, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi.
Hi, Mindy.
Hi. How's it going?
I'm living the dream. Why'd you call today?
Well, I called because for career advice, obviously,
Sure.
but my current role, I feel is very much my calling. However, because exactly how you were just describing, I've done great. I'm recognized. I have great performance. It's great, but I am now at this point where I'm burnt out, and I want to be able to advance my career and move up. I love my company. I love their values. I love what they do. However, I'm like feeling like I'm stuck because I'm having a hard time because the market's so fierce.
Okay, so
and I don't know if I should leave the company or make a lateral move. Yeah.
I don't know either, but I want to get to the source of the burnout. That's what we got to do. I want to know, and let's just play this out. Straightforward. Boom. What is causing you the most stress, burnout, fatigue, emotional, mental draining? What is it?
I'm a nurse. It's the patients. It's COVID. It's been the whole patients are a lot sicker now. And I'm burnt out from all the heavy cares, working short, flipping between days and nights. And it's just kind of like the combination of everything.
Yeah.
When I get to work, I'm okay. I do my job well. I'm still like there. I'm probably only there 75% of my full capacity because I'm just burnt out.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing intense chaos.
Yes.
And so you're operating at 75% because you're absolutely amazing and because you love the job. That's the great news about this. This is an example of passion. By the way, I can't wait to hear you react to this old phrase. If you do what you love, Mindy, you'll never work a day in your life. Is that true or false?
That is so false.
Isn't that fun? Did you hear the chuckle? Mindy's like, that's the biggest bunch of crap ever. And so here's the deal. First, I want to applaud you because you are a woman of tremendous passion and mission, by the way. You're doing work you love, caring for others, and producing results that matter to you, service. That's what's keeping you in the game. It's what's keeping you standing upright. And what's happening is that love, that passion, and a sense of meaning and mission is what's keeping you going. But when you leave, right, it's like the intensity and I'm in the battle, and when I walk off the battlefield, you just fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 quick things. I think you getting out of this type of nursing and maybe moving into a less intense type of nursing is one thing to consider. The other thing to consider is, what are you doing for yourself after you get off the battlefield? Because it's understandable that you walk in the door and you crash, and you don't just crash physically, you crash mentally, you crash emotionally, because you just have nothing else to give.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing, well, first of all, I think this option is for certain something you need to do. You know, what are you doing to refill your cup?
Not much. I'm a single mom, so I come home and take care of my kids, and then I also have my 85-year-old grandma that lives with me that I kind of support.
Gosh.
So
okay, so
I'm kind of burdened at both ends.
How old are the kids?
10 and 11.
Yeah. You're making good money? Yes or no?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very good money.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not going to prescribe a specific list, but I am going to say that I want you to focus on some self-care. And I think you make good enough money. You probably have enough friends and support system where you're going to have to say, I cannot, in the short term, until we figure out the long term, in the short term, I need help. And you're going to have to go to people that can help. That could be a professional counselor for sure, to give you some tools to be able to deal with the mental and the emotional stuff you're dealing with. I think that's a good move. I also think getting some friends and family to help out with the grandmother and the kids so that when you come home, there is a viable option for you to read something, listen to something, watch something, take a hot bath, you know what I mean? Glass of red wine, recenter yourself. So I think the professional counselor can give you the tools. I would definitely see one. Number two, I think you're going to have some support as a single mom, and it's okay to ask for it. Now, we'll quickly move to the pivot. I think you're in your sweet spot, but you're in an intense environment. So what happens is when you love your work, and it's something you were born to do, which you would agree that's what this is?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it's weird because you love it, yet it's causing tremendous misery and stress. So it makes you go, am I supposed to do something else? And the answer is not as a role, but maybe in a different job in a different place. And I think you need to give yourself permission to go, what other type of nursing jobs could I do that aren't as intense and allow me to care, give, and serve? But I'm not in this boiler room. I think you have to look at that. Does that make sense? Any questions about the advice I've given?
No, I agree with that. I think that's been one of my biggest hangups is I kind of want to advance my career, but at the same time, like the thought of leaving, it's kind of been a big also weight on me because it's like I'm like you said, this is my passion. Like I know this is what I'm supposed to do, but if I'm not at the bedside as a nurse, what else am I going to do to fill that serving and that caring position?
Well, I would just tell you, it doesn't always have to be the bedside, and it doesn't always have to be super intense.
Right.
I mean, you could move over and be a nurse that's in a clinic that's helping, cancer patients. And now all of a sudden the different type of service, it's still in your lane, but it's not as intense and it's truly caring for people,
Right.
And it's more counseling and loving on them and being that smile, that ray of sunshine. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And here's the deal. You're qualified and you're connected. So this is about you just starting to have some purposeful conversations with some people. The good old proximity principles. Start getting around people that are nursing in other areas and let's kick the tires, see what it looks like, see what it feels like. I think that's what you need to do right now.
Okay.
Because all of a sudden you go, oh, this is possible. And I think that's the key for you. You remember this, as much as you love those patients and as valuable as you are, you've got to take care of you, because if you flame out, it's not only going to affect your patients and the people that count on you already, your teammates, but it's going to affect your kids, your 85-year-old grandmother. So this is not selfish. I don't want you to allow any guilt to enter into this, because I know it's there, because you're in such an intense gig where you are like invaluable. But understand, at the risk of your own demise, you got to move on.
Right. Okay.
And it's okay. You hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm proud of you.
I hear you.
And thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you. And here's the lesson. It's very important that you catch this. She is invaluable. And she is in a boiler room. But any guilt that she has that would keep her in that situation will lead to destruction for her that she'll have to climb out of, and it's not necessary. She doesn't owe that. She owes it to herself to get healthy, to put boundaries up, to remove herself from that situation so she can ultimately be who she's supposed to be. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
You were created to fill a unique role in and through your work. Now, some of you may be going, I have no idea what that is. Some of you may be saying, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to get there. I felt all of those emotions. I've been where you are, and I can tell you, there's hope. That's why I wrote the book, From Paycheck to Purpose. You can make the income you want and the impact that you desire, and I know that you have what it takes.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. I love to, for those of you that are watching live at about 12:20 Eastern Standard Time, I love to jump over into the YouTube chat room for those that are watching live. Obviously, a lot of people watch later, but we do have a group of people that come in and out and watch live, and I love you folks. I want to say hi. I'm waving at you right now. And Kenny Ortiz is in the chat room. And Kenny, I hope you're still with us. If you are, give me a thumbs up. This is Kenny's comment. I want to address this. Hello, sir. I'm 29 years old. I'm in customer service. I've always struggled with low self-esteem, low confidence, and I'm seeing a therapist to address this. My question is, how should I approach a career change? Well, first of all, I want to applaud you, Kenny, for the vulnerability and courage it takes to be that vulnerable and share that in the chat room. And I also want to applaud you for the strength that it takes to call a counselor, a therapist, schedule the appointment, and show up. That's hard to do. I remember the first time I went to a counselor, I felt in some way so weird and guilty and all this anxiety. What are people in the waiting room going to think of me? What are they think's wrong with me and all this stuff? And I quickly got over it because it's so powerful to speak to somebody who's a professional at listening and diagnosing and giving tools. So all that praise to say, please stay with it, because it is you and your counselor that you probably have already gotten there, but you will get down to the heart of what is causing the lack of confidence and the low self-esteem. The low self-esteem is, I don't think highly of myself, and that's because something has been done to you or said to you. And I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. Hey, there he is. So Kenny is listening. So I love it that you're getting to the source of it. I would tell you that in this situation, before you even make a career move, because I'm going to address that question shortly, before you ever do that, I want you and your therapist to get into a place of agreement where you both can say knowingly, I am absolutely clear on the source, the pain that has caused this low self-esteem and low confidence. And now I have the tools, I recognize the tools, and I'm using the tools to overcome that. Because that's a wonderful place to be in. Because when you make a career change, this is one of the scariest things that you can do. And when you're already dealing with a lack of confidence in yourself and you start to make the moves, even if I were to coach you day in and day out, you would still have to overcome the confidence at some point because you have to ultimately decide which direction you want to take. I can give you the tools. So this is super important. Keep it up. Now, here's the deal. I want you to keep listening to the show, watch the show. And I would also ask you if you would consider calling into the show. We'll get you in today. I'll have Amanda move you in front of the line right now because of your vulnerability. You can call the next day, because here's what you have to do. At the end of the day, you've got to get really, really clear on who you are. And that's what I teach. It's stage one. And getting clear is you got to get to a place where you are confident through the help of others to see, oh, this is what I do well. And these are the premium tools, my talents and skills that I now can see some clues because this is what I do well. So I'm going to use those things. And then what kind of work do you love? What results matter deeply to you? And the way you get some clues there are the people you most want to help, the problem or the desire that those people have, and then the multiple solutions, or if there's a primary solution that really fires you up to be able to provide to those people. Now, this is all introspection, looking inward. Don't look outward until you've looked inward, is my advice to everybody. So I'd love to talk with you about that a little bit deeper on the show if you trust me. And I think we can dig into some of those questions. And I will tell you what else. Kenny, if you email the show, ask@kencoleman.com. Just put in there Kenny Ortiz from the chat room, and Amanda will send you a link for free and a code to my Get Clear career assessment. And this is the best thing you can do to kind of wade into this process of a career change, or what is it that you really want to do. This 20-minute assessment that I created is like me asking you questions for 20 minutes straight, and it's going to give you a detailed report on your talent, what you do best, your passion, the work you love to do, and your mission, results that matter to you, and then put it all together, your results, in a purpose statement that becomes extremely clarifying and confidence producing. So please email the show, ask@kencoleman.com, and just put in there, Ken offered me a free assessment, and Amanda will get you that. All right. I tell you what I'm going to do. We'll get to In the News next. But we got another comment while I was talking to Kenny in the chat room, and I'm just going to stay in the chat room because it's kind of fun. These are the people that show up live. So I'm going to go to Larry next. He said, Ken, what do you do when you have a lot of interest? Mediocre at a lot of things, but nothing brings satisfaction. I've taken your online quiz, but nothing sticks out. Oh, interesting. So I assume he's taken the Get Clear Career Assessment, but he's still having a hard time honing in. And this is a question we're starting to get a lot of. So what do you do with that purpose statement, Larry? Well, Larry, you got to look. And not only look, you got to try something on. So this is the difference. If I'm walking around a bunch of stores in the mall and I'm looking at clothes or shoes, whatever, you pick it, all right? There's a difference between me looking at those things just kind of casually and then going, I want to try these on. I want to see what they look like on my feet. Or I want to see what it looks like on my shoulders. I want to feel it. There's a difference. And I think that's the little metaphor I want you to get, Larry. I think you've looked at some things. You have a lot of interest, but you got to go back to that purpose statement. And the purpose statement says, I was created to use my top talents. It's going to give you your top 3. To do work I love. It's going to give you your top 3 passions. And it's going to say to produce the result of, it's going to give you your primary mission. So let me show you. I happen to have a sample here, and I want the rest of the audience to be able to engage in this. Because after you get your report, you get this purpose statement, and I'm pulling it up here. It's taking me a second. Here it is. Here it is right here. And so, Nathan, if we can hone in on this, I just want people to see an example. This is one of our team members here. Can you zoom in on that, on this camera here? I want to be able to see this. There it is. All right, zoom in a little bit, and you can see that arrow right there? This is how all that methodology comes together. Talent plus passion plus mission equals purpose. And look at this person's right here. I was created to use my talents of instruction, organization, and justice to perform my passions of finishing, making, and performing to accomplish my mission of service. Now, we go so far as to suggest some possibilities, but these are only possibilities. But I'm going to play this out because this is a way to answer this question. So some of the things that popped up for that purpose statement was automotive work, production, electronics, motion and picture and sound, editing services, administrative and support services. These are all just simple ideas based on some occupations that connect to some of the passions. When you see the passion come together and you go, okay, I see that. And so what I've got to do now is I've got to explore. Those are just possibilities. I wouldn't put too much into what we provide in the professional possibilities other than they're going to get your brain moving. And so what you've got to do is you still got to ask the question, okay, now that I know my purpose statement, okay, and I've got a filter, if you will, then what you want to be doing, Larry, is going, okay, I'm interested in this, 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 and this. Write your interest down. You said you had a lot of interest. How do those interests match up with your purpose statement? Do they verify it? Do they confirm some things? All right, then. So begin to dive deeper into those, look into them, shadow people, talk to people that do that, and in gathering information, it's going to probably put one a little bit ahead of the other, and we keep doing some research, we shadow, we experience, and we sit down and we go, which one would I like to do most? And through the process of examination and exploration, but on purpose, you're going to get a ding, 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 ding. And that's what a lot of you who are watching, you've taken the assessment, you're going, but Ken, I thought there's no way for any assessment to just go, this is the one job. Because A, that's not right. B, it's not possible. There are multiple things that you can do that you were born to do. So you got to look into it, dive in, and you can figure it out. All right, coming up next, we're going to look into the data about what Americans think is the best way to make more money. That's coming up. This is the Ken Coleman Show. You were created to fill a unique role in this world, but figuring out what that is can feel overwhelming. That's why we created the Get Clear Career Assessment. in less than 15 minutes. You'll get customized results that clarify and verify what you do best, the work you love, and the results you want to produce. You'll even get a list of professional possibilities to help you jumpstart the job search. To get started, go to kencoleman.com/assessment. All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. Always fun jumping in the chat room. So if you're watching and you've never engaged, you never know, reach out. I mean, here's the deal. If you're uncomfortable calling in, first of all, I understand that. All right? So, cool. Shoot me a pretty straightforward question like Larry did, and he did. So that's really, really fun. So feel free to jump in on that. Okay, so as you know, folks, me, the team, we're constantly looking at what's going on out there, data, the headlines, the trends, because you need to know this stuff, and we're happy to go work for you because I'm a man of the people, so let's do this. Here's some more stuff you need to know in the news. You know, every time I hear that music, it takes me back to like the days growing up when I was a kid, and people don't get their news anymore the way they used to. Like they get it all over the place, and we've seen the numbers, the ratings for like your NBC Nightly News and ABC's news. It's just down. But when I was a kid, Peter Jennings and Tom Brokaw and Dan Rather, they were like staples. And I hear that music all the time, and it makes me want to have one of those tearaway outfits that I put on during the break, and the anchorman suit and the big wig. I think that would be a lot of fun. I might do that one day just to shock everybody, but we'll see. All right, so what's the headline I want you to know about? 24% of Americans say switching jobs is the best way to boost income. So 24%. That's pretty interesting. This from CNBC, the article that I'm pulling information from, is a new survey from Magnify Money. The gap between job switchers and stayers, and this is the pay gap, has widened recently. In June, so we're going to go step back into the summer, the beginning of the summer in June, the 12-month average of wage gains for those who switched a job was 3.8%. Okay, so it was a 3.8% bump, while those who stayed in their jobs, they got a 3.1% bump. So here's what's interesting. You look at those numbers, you're talking about, and boy, I'm not like a decimal guy. I'm starting to get over my skis a little bit here. But 0.7%, it's not massive when we're talking about increases. Okay? Now, I know it's a percentage of someone's income, but still, it's not as big as everybody thinks. In September, though, it did jump. The 12-month average, as we look back on September, so we got several months to add. We got new 12 months, right? And job switchers pay jumped 4.3% versus the gain of job stayers went up to 3.2%, so a 0.1%. So there was not quite, but almost half a percentage jump for folks who switched. Now, this has always been the case. So most of the time, people don't move jobs unless they get a pay bump, right? So this isn't any kind of new data. But what's interesting is because of what they're calling the Great Resignation, and again, 4.4 million people leaving their jobs in September, 4.3 million people leaving their jobs in August. So there we are, knocking on the door of 9 million people in 2 months change. Well, there are more opportunities to make a bump in pay than there ever have been before because of this unique dynamic. A lot of people leaving the workforce to start their own businesses. That's driving a lot of this. New businesses, new jobs. The pandemic, for all of its disruption in the job market, did spin off a lot of new jobs. So what you've got is you've got these companies trying to, okay, we got jobs that are available, but we don't have as many people to go after because they've left to start their own business or they're now filling new jobs. And so there's just this very natural shift that's going on. It's not going to stay this way, but it is a result of the pandemic. And so people are going, okay, I can jump and I can make more money. Okay, I want to get to a few more things here. Here's where it's jumped. Higher paying jobs are in civil engineering, IT, help desk, media and communications, and software development. And then job seeker interest in lower wage positions, childcare, food preparation, service, personal and healthcare, loading and stocking has decreased. So everybody's going for those other type of jobs, which is driving up the wages in the lower waging sector because they're just trying to do anything they can to entice people to come work for them. So here's the deal. 44% of these people said that getting a raise was best done through excellent performance. I like that because I think that's the truth. Our Get Promoted content will help you get promoted internally. Don't miss that opportunity. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
Our world is changing, but so are we. Now, we see a smile through someone's eyes. We conquer our struggles and cherish each moment because we're shielded through faith and assured by hope. And greatest of all, we love. The world is different, but so are we.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show, where we help you win at work and life. Purpose and peak performance is our aim to help you experience tremendous meaning in that area of your life where you spend so much time there. So we want you to make more income and experience more impact that personally connects with you. It is possible. We'll show you how. 844-747-2577. Okay, a little bit earlier in the program, I spoke to Kenny Ortiz, who said, Ken, I'm having a hard time with thinking about switching and making a professional change in my life because I have struggled my whole life with confidence and self-esteem. And so I gave him some advice in the chat room. And I said, but I'd love to hear more. I'd love for you to call me and see if we can help you get really clear and confident while you're getting that counseling help. And he is. And he called in. This is great. Kenny, you are a rock star. He's joining us from Jacksonville, Florida. You're on the Ken Coleman Show. What's up?
Hey, sir. Better speaking to you. How are you?
Well, I am having a blast. I love that we just communicated. So talk to me, man. What are you thinking about? Where does your self-confidence challenges? How is it making you maybe double think, triple think, quadruple think, overthink making a change? Talk to me about what's going on and how I can help.
I guess, like, for me personally, it's really just dealing with imposter syndrome. So a good example would be my girlfriend is a producer for a media company, and there's a little pop event here. And we were speaking with some professionals, and the whole time the voice in my head was just very negative. Why are you here? You can't do this. Just that type of energy, and that's not healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that addressed with a therapy so I can address that because I'm in a customer service job. I'm grateful for the opportunity. It's hard. I know I can do more.
Well, let me ask you this. First of all, you're right. So is there an opportunity that is sitting there waiting on you or one that could be waiting on you if you just said, I'm going for it?
I'm not sure. That's kind of the point where I'm at right now.
Okay. So here's what I want you to do. While you're getting help from your therapist and they're giving you tools to deal with that imposter syndrome, which is just doubt. Okay. While you're dealing with what's the source of that, I want you testing out the tools that they're giving you. Because I think, and if your counselor disagrees with me, that's okay. But I feel confident that they would agree with me, that I want you to put yourself out there. Start looking. You're not committing yet, but we're looking and we're aggressively looking. And we're going to have to encounter some of that self-doubt as we just even begin to have a conversation or as I even begin to take steps to do research. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So what is it that you want to do? That's what I want to lock in on. I think you know the answer, but if we suspend doubt for a second, will you be willing to do that and just go, I'm not going to doubt anything I say the rest of this call? You willing to do that?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is it that you want to do or that you think about doing, you wonder about doing?
my mind and my spirit kind of leans me actually into psychology.
Yeah.
And to actually becoming a therapist.
Yeah. Why?
It's an avenue to help people.
Yeah, that's deeper than that. Why?
I can't answer that. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to walk you through it because you can't answer it. Who are the people that you want to sit with as a counselor and help? Describe them to me.
People who need help reaching their potential, who have been like me, who've been stuck, who've been dealt unfortunate circumstances, who just need that extra push, or just to better themselves and the people around them.
You want to help people overcome what you've overcome. True or false?
Absolutely true.
Yeah. So now that's the answer to the question. I knew that you knew the answer, but you just needed to dig deeper. The reason I said, why do you want to be a counselor? You went, I'm not sure. Yeah, you are. Because out of your pain in your past, you see purpose. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
You long to connect with those types of people because you've been helped. You've been hurt. And because of your hurt and because of the help you've been given, you have a real heart to help those people, to overcome those voices, to overcome the pain. Am I right?
Yes, sir. That sounds right.
Yeah. Hey, if by the way, we're sending you the Get Clear assessment. So you're going to email the show. And in fact, actually, no, you called Amanda. So Amanda's going to get your direct email now, and she's going to send you the assessment. I want you to take the Get Clear career assessment. Will you commit to that?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Now here's the deal. I want you to tell me what your friends and family and everybody that knows you well, former teachers, coaches, whatever. If I were to go around and do an interview with you not around, I said, hey, tell me what Kenny's just naturally gifted at. What would they tell me?
I guess for me, they would say I'm that high energy guy who brings positive energy to the room.
Love that. What else would they tell me?
They would say they wish I would love myself the way they love me.
Yeah, but I remember you changed the answer on me. The question is, what would they brag about you for? They would say, Kenny's really good at this.
Okay, understood. Just a hype man, just that high energy, positive guy, good listener. Can be the person to talk to when something's going on.
Wow. Now, you just told me what all your friends and family would tell me about you. And when you hear yourself share that with me, should you have any doubt in your abilities to be a counselor?
That's where my confidence comes in. I'm struggling to answer that.
Okay, that's fine. I don't mind that you're struggling to answer it. I'm going to answer it for you.
Yeah.
You should not have any doubt. You just told me what everybody else would tell me. They would go, Kenny's this bright light of positivity and energy and enthusiasm. He's a great listener. He's easy to talk to. He gives good advice and counsel. Isn't that a good description of a counselor you would want to go see?
Yes, sir.
Should you have any doubt in your ability, the God-given talent to do the work? Should you? It's a yes or no answer. Should you have doubt in your abilities, the talent to do the work of a counselor? Yes or no?
No.
Great. You got it?
I got it.
Because we're dealing in facts, Kenny. Do you see what I just did to you?
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
listen,
Mr. Coleman.
we don't get to have an opinion about facts. Let's have some fun with this because I want to drive this home, Kenny. What is 2 plus 2? What does it equal?
4.
Well, I don't think it does. I think 2 plus 2 equals 5. What say you?
That's incorrect.
Why is it incorrect?
Because 2 plus 2 equals 4.
In my opinion, I'm not sure how you get there. I don't know if I agree with the laws of mathematics that say 2 plus 2 equals 4. What do you think about a guy who responds to that? What's your thought process? What would you call that person who refuses to accept the fact that 2 plus 2 equals 4?
Ignorant.
Yeah, I think you'd go further. You're a really nice guy. I think you'd say they're delusional. I think you'd think they were refusing.
Uneducated.
Yeah, but unwilling to accept the facts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kenny, the facts are that you have the talent, God-given, to be able to be a very good counselor. These are facts, not my opinion. This isn't some woohoo speech that I'm trying to give you and whoop you up into a frenzy. These are facts, and you've acknowledged that these are facts. So that when your brain starts to go, I don't know if I can do it or not, that's bullcrap. You know you could do it. You have the talent to do it. You understand what I'm saying, Kenny?
I do understand. Yes, sir.
Now, you take those facts and you build on it with the tools that your counselor's giving you, and I want you to start to dig into what is it going to take for me to get qualified to be a counselor so that you get knowledge on what it's going to look like and what it's going to take. You got me? Hang on the line.
Yes, sir, will do.
Hang on the line. We're going to get you the assessment. Hey, for the rest of you that want to make a switch, you need to be going to ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. It's free. It's easy. Takes just minutes to fill it out and let them do the work for you. ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. This is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.
Thanks for listening to the Ken Coleman Show. For more, you can find the show on demand wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show on YouTube. You can also find Ken across all social media by following @Ken Coleman.